10 things you must work on every day. Ladies and gentlemen, champions of your destiny, listen closely. Every day you wake up, you are handed a gift, a blank check from life. How you fill in that check determines whether you live in greatness or mediocrity. You don't need a fortune to be rich, nor fame to be significant. What you need is discipline, vision, daily effort. Success doesn't come by accident, it comes by design. And today, I'm going to give you the blueprint. These are the 10 things you must work on every single day, not once a week, not when you feel like it every day. You work on these and life won't just change, you will. 1. Your mind. Set you either command your thoughts or they command you. Feed your mind with clarity, belief, and purpose. No matter the chaos outside, your mind must remain a fortress of focus. 2. Your purpose. Remind yourself daily, why am I doing this? A person without purpose drifts. A person with purpose moves mountains. Purpose creates passion. Passion fuels persistence. 3. Self-discipline. Discipline is the master key. Without it, dreams die. Train yourself to do what must be done even when it's uncomfortable, even when no one's watching. 4. Gratitude. You cannot receive more if you don't appreciate what you already have. Gratitude opens the door to abundance. Say thank you for the air you breathe, for the struggle, for the strength it's building in you. 5. Your vision. See your future before it happens. Visualize it daily. A clear vision becomes a magnet. The clearer it gets, the faster it draws the people, resources, and opportunities you need. 6. Your health. Without energy, nothing moves. Nourish your body, exercise, sleep, eat with intention. A strong body sharpens the mind and fuels your ambition. 7. Learning. Read, reflect, learn. If you're not growing, you're dying. One new idea, one new skill, one new lesson every day. That's how you outgrow your limits. 8. Action. All knowledge is worthless without execution. Dreaming is not doing. Do something every day, something that moves you forward. Even a small step beats standing still. 9. Your environment. Guard your circle. Surround yourself with winners, doers, believers. Energy is contagious. Make sure what surrounds you uplifts you, not drains you. 10. Faith in yourself. If you don't believe in you, why should anyone else? You are not born average. There is greatness in you. Speak it, feel it, act like it. Everything begins in the mind. Before there is gold in your hand, there must be wealth in your thoughts. Before a business is built, before a victory is won, before a mountain is climbed, there is first a quiet, invisible seed planted in the garden of the mind. Your thoughts are not idle. They are builders. Every idea you hold with emotion becomes a brick in the house of your destiny. If you think in limitation, you will find chains at your feet. If you think in possibility, you will find wings on your back. Do not let the external world dictate the internal one. The man who masters his mind becomes unshakable in a world full of storms. Circumstances may whisper failure, critics may shout doubt, but if your inner voice speaks with faith, purpose, and certainty, the world must eventually submit. You must take control. Thoughts are like wild horses, powerful, but dangerous if left untamed. Direct them, train them, command them. Refuse to dwell on fear, envy, regret, or bitterness. These are weeds. Uproot them daily. Replace them with courage, vision, and determination, the fruits of mastery. Success is not a matter of luck, it is a mental habit. Riches begin in the imagination. Triumph begins with belief. Every great accomplishment was once a thought, nothing more held long enough and strong enough to crystallize into action. What you think about, you move toward. What you allow into your mind, you give permission to shape your life. Guard it, feed it, fortify it. Repetition creates conviction. Conviction creates reality. There is no difference between the man who can and the man who can't except in what he tells himself each day when he wakes and when he lays his head at night. You must understand, your mind is the command center, your words are the soldiers, your emotions are the fuel and the battlefield. Purpose is the engine of all great achievement. Without it, a man drifts like a ship with no rudder, tossed by the waves of distraction. steered by the winds of other people's opinions, destined to crash on the shores of regret. But the one who discovers his purpose and clings to it with the grip of a man hanging from the edge of a cliff becomes unstoppable. Purpose is not a luxury. It is not a poetic idea for philosophers and dreamers. It is a necessity. It is the burning reason why you rise before the sun. It is the deep internal fire that no defeat can extinguish. When you are anchored to purpose, failure becomes a lesson, not a grave. Every man must ask himself, what am I here to do? What cause is worthy of my life? What calling awakens my soul, shakes me from slumber, and demands I rise? You were not born to merely exist. You were born to contribute. And your purpose is the blueprint of that contribution. It does not whisper, it roars, but only to those who are silent long enough to hear it. Purpose simplifies life. It turns chaos into clarity. Distractions fall away. Fear shrinks, time bends. The man of purpose does not ask, should I act? He asks, what must I do now to fulfill what I've been entrusted with? Purpose gives pain a reason. It turns suffering into strength. It turns the struggle into a step. It transforms rejection into redirection. Without purpose, effort becomes exhaustion. But with purpose, every drop of sweat becomes sacred. Purpose is not something you find once and forget. It is something you reawaken daily with fire in your heart and steel in your spine. It demands loyalty. It demands sacrifice. It demands that you ignore the comfort of the crowd and walk the narrow path of the few. You will know your purpose not by how it feels, but by what it requires. It will not always feel good. It will not always come easy, but it will always call you toward a life larger than your own, and when you align with it. Self-discipline is the bridge between desire and destiny. It is the silent architect behind every towering success, the invisible force that separates the man who dreams from the man who does. No one is born with it. It is forged like steel in the heat of resistance. Each time you rise when it would be easier to rest. Each time you say no to comfort and yes to your calling. Each time you do what must be done regardless of how you feel, you are building the unshakable muscle of discipline. Understand this truth. Talent is cheap. Inspiration fades. Motivation is fleeting. But discipline, true, ruthless self. Discipline is the foundation on which all enduring greatness is built. It is not glamorous. It does not applaud itself. It shows up in silence at 5 a.m., when the world still sleeps, in the lonely hours when no one is watching, when applause has vanished, and the only reward is knowing you honored your word to yourself. The undisciplined man is a slave to moods, urges, and impulses. He is ruled by the present and shackled to regret, but the disciplined man, he rules himself, and the man who rules himself can rule anything. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. It is the power to delay gratification, to endure temporary discomfort in the service of permanent growth. The path of discipline is narrow, yes, but it leads to the wide open plains of freedom. Because make no mistake, discipline is freedom, the freedom to build, to rise, to own your life. Without it, you are tossed by circumstance. With it, you create circumstance. You cannot buy discipline. You cannot borrow it. You must build it daily, deliberately, with every decision. Every moment of hesitation is a test. Will you conquer yourself or surrender? Each time you skip the excuse, each time you show up despite the resistance, you are writing your future in stone. Discipline does not shout, it whispers, do it anyway. It does not beg for comfort, it seeks challenge. And it does not stop when it's tired, it stops only when. Gratitude is not merely a feeling, it is a force. It is the silent multiplier of all blessings, the secret ingredient that turns what you have into more than enough. While most chase more wealth, more success, more recognition, the wise man pauses to honor what already is. And in doing so, he unlocks a flow of abundance that the ungrateful heart will never know. Gratitude is power disguised as humility. When you give thanks, you do not shrink, you rise. You align yourself with the laws of increase. You broadcast a signal to life itself. I recognize value. I am ready for more. And life responds not with pity, not with chance, but with precision, giving more to the one who truly appreciates what he already holds. Do not make the mistake of reserving gratitude for the extraordinary. That is the way of the blind. The man who sees clearly finds beauty in the breath, the lesson in the loss, the opportunity in the obstacle. He gives thanks not only when he wins, but especially when he struggles, because he knows adversity carries the seed of strength, and every trial, properly faced, reveals a gift. Gratitude sharpens the mind and softens the heart. It dissolves resentment. It dismantles fear. You cannot be bitter and grateful at the same time. One must surrender. Choose gratitude and you choose peace. Choose gratitude and you choose growth. Speak it aloud. Write it down. Feel it fully. Gratitude must be practiced, not just felt. The man who trains himself to give thanks in all things becomes a magnet for miracles. He does not beg the universe, he commands it, through appreciation. Gratitude turns the present moment into a treasure. It takes your focus off what's missing and places it squarely on what's working. And from that place of awareness, of appreciation, of alignment, you begin to attract the people, ideas, and resources that. Vision is the starting point of all greatness. Long before the skyscraper pierces the sky, the blueprint is drawn. Long before the mountain is climbed, the summit is seen in the mind. Every man who ever shaped history first shaped a picture in his own imagination, vivid, specific, and unstoppable. Your vision is your compass. Without it, you wander. With it, you walk with fire. Vision is not fantasy. It is not idle daydreaming. It is focused intention. It is the clear, unwavering image of the life you are committed to building, not merely wishing for but willing into existence. The mind, when directed with precision, becomes a magnet. It draws the resources, the people, the circumstances necessary to bring into form what was once only thought. But vision must be fed. You must see it in the morning before the world distracts you. You must see it at night before doubt creeps in. The man with vision doesn't ask, "Is it possible?" He declares, "It is done," and works backward from that future. Hold your vision with emotion, not just intellect. Feel it, taste it, hear its sounds before they exist in the material world. Because what the mind accepts as real, it works to manifest through unseen currents of thought, action, and unseen influence. Vision is not for the weak. The moment you dare to dream beyond the crowd, the world will test you. It will throw detours, delays, disappointments in your path. But if your vision is real, not just a wish, but a conviction, you will press forward while others retreat. Do not shrink your vision to fit your reality. Expand your reality to match your vision. The size of your vision determines the scope of your effort, the level of your sacrifice, and the magnitude of your reward. You must revisit it daily, sharpen it, clarify it, speak it aloud, carry it within you like a secret fire. Others may not see it, yet they don't have to. That's not their job, it's yours. They will see it when it becomes. Health is the foundation upon which every dream must be built. A man may possess the greatest idea, the clearest vision, the most burning desire, but without vitality, without strength, without control over his body, he becomes a prisoner in his own flesh. His ambition burns, but the vessel cannot carry it. He thinks like a king, but moves like a beggar. To neglect your health is to betray your future. Your body is not separate from your mind, it is its engine. When your energy is high, your thoughts are sharp, your spirit is bold, and your will is unstoppable. But when your body is sluggish, your goals become foggy, your determination fades, and mediocrity begins its slow invasion. Understand this. Fatigue is not always physical. It is often the symptom of undisciplined living. The food you eat, the air you breathe, the sleep you sacrifice, the habits you tolerate, these are not minor choices. They are decisions that either build your empire or weaken its foundation. The man who masters his health masters his hours. He wakes with intention, not confusion. He moves with power, not hesitation. His presence is magnetic, not drained. He commands the room not because of words alone, but because of the invisible force that flows from a body aligned with strength and purpose. Exercise is not punishment, it is preparation. Nutrition is not restriction, it is strategy. Rest is not laziness, it is recovery for the battles ahead. You must treat your health like your fortune, guard it, invest in it, protect it from thieves. For there are thieves of health everywhere, convenience, indulgence, excess, and excuse. They steal quietly until one day you wake up bankrupt with energy spent, resilience gone, and time working against you instead of for you. Success demands stamina, wealth demands endurance, and purpose demands presence. You cannot show up fully in this world if you are running on empty. The greatest ideas, the highest callings, the most divine gifts all require a body that can carry them to completion. A sharp mind inside a tired body is like a general with no army ready for battle, but doomed to defeat. And so, each day must begin with the question, am I building the strength for the life I claim to desire? Every bite, every breath, every hour of sleep, every drop of sweat becomes a deposit into. Learning is the gateway to elevation. It is the quiet, unseen force that turns the ordinary man into a master of his destiny. No man was ever born great. He became great by learning, by seeking, by sharpening his mind against the whetstone of knowledge. The successful man never stops learning because he understands. Life changes daily, and if he does not adapt, he becomes obsolete. Learning is not just about books, it is about awareness. Every person you meet, every failure you endure, every challenge you face holds a lesson, and the man who trains himself to extract that lesson walks away from every experience richer than he entered. The average man sees problems, the learning man sees patterns, the average man resents correction, the learning man welcomes it because he knows. Ego is expensive, but wisdom pays dividends. Learning demands humility. You must admit you do not know before you ever will. You must be teachable, not just intelligent. Intelligence without humility becomes arrogance, and arrogance is the enemy of growth. Every day, ask yourself, what did I learn today that I did not know yesterday? If you cannot answer, you have wasted precious ground, because every single day that passes without growth is a day stolen from your potential. Do not wait for knowledge to fall into your lap. Pursue it, hunt it, chase it down like your life depends on it, because it does. Read the books that stretch your thinking. Listen to the minds that have conquered what you seek to conquer. Study the lives of the builders, the doers. The legends for their scars are your shortcuts. And yet, knowledge alone is not enough. Knowledge unused is a weight. It becomes arrogance, not power. The man who learns must also act. Wisdom is the result of applied knowledge, not just gathered information. The man committed to learning becomes a new man every year, every month, every week. He evolves, he refines, he sharpens, and eventually he arrives at a place where his thoughts are tools, his words are weapons, and his decisions cut through uncertainty with. Action is the fire that brings thought to life. A plan, no matter how perfect, is worthless without execution. A dream, no matter how vivid, is powerless without motion. The graveyard is full of men with brilliant ideas who never took the first step. And the world is ruled by those who did, those who dared, those who moved, those who acted. Action is the great separator. The world honors thinkers, yes, but it remembers doers. Every man is given two choices in every moment, act or hesitate. And the man who hesitates, waiting for certainty, waiting for the perfect conditions, waiting for permission, will wait himself into mediocrity. Success is impatient. It belongs to the bold. Understand this. Action is not about comfort. It is about commitment. It is the willingness to advance even when the outcome is unclear. It is movement with purpose, not perfection. Perfection is a myth. Momentum is real. The greatest opportunities never announce themselves. They are seized in motion, in real time, by those who are willing to leap before the path is paved. Action creates clarity. Action reveals the path. You do not need all the answers to begin, you only need the courage to start. Fear cannot live in a heart consumed by action. Doubt dies in motion. The man who acts boldly, consistently, relentlessly builds a momentum so strong that failure becomes a detour, not a dead end. Action transforms desire into achievement. It converts vision into reality. It turns the unseen into the undeniable. While others talk, the man of action builds. While others wait, he wins. And let it be clear, action is not a one-time burst. It is not a sprint followed by rest. It is a daily discipline. It is getting up when no one is watching. It is doing the work when the applause has faded. It is the relentless, unglamorous grind that compounds into power. The man who acts becomes dangerous not because of his strength, but because of his movement. Life bows to the one who steps forward while others stand still. So ask yourself each day, what must I do right now to move one step closer to the life I claim to want? And then do it. Don't wait for the feeling. Don't wait for the right mood. The right moment is the one you choose, because the man who moves wins, and the man who delays. Your environment is the soil from which your success either grows or withers. No man can rise above the influence of the company he keeps, the place he dwells, or the thoughts he entertains. Just as iron sharpens iron, so too does the environment shape the sharpness of your mind and the strength of your will. Beware the subtle poison of negative surroundings, the voices that whisper doubt, the faces that wear defeat, the places that breed complacency. These are thieves in the night, stealing your ambition, eroding your confidence, and chaining you to a life far below your true potential. Your environment is not simply a physical place, it is an ecosystem of influence. It is the books you read, the conversations you engage in, the media you consume, and the habits you tolerate. It is the air you breathe, invisible but undeniably powerful. If you desire greatness, you must surround yourself with greatness. You must seek out those who elevate you, challenge you, and inspire you. The energy of success is contagious, and it flows most strongly where purpose and passion collide. It is said that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is not mere cliché, it is truth etched in the very fabric of human nature. Choose your circle with wisdom. Do not settle for the comfort of mediocrity when the cost is your destiny. Your environment can either fuel your progress or stifle it. It can be a sanctuary where your dreams are nurtured or a prison where they decay. It is your responsibility to cultivate it, to prune away toxic influences, to plant seeds of encouragement, to water the soil with positive action. Do not wait for perfect surroundings to begin your ascent, but do not ignore the power your surroundings have over you either. Create conditions that demand your best, that hold you accountable, that push you toward your highest self. Remember, the strongest fortress is one built not of stone, but of supportive influences. Your environment is your unseen partner in every battle you face. And so, each day ask yourself, who and what am I allowing to shape my thoughts, my feelings, my actions? Because your environment will determine not just where you are today, but where you will be tomorrow and forevermore. When your surroundings are aligned with your purpose, the impossible begins to bend, obstacles turn to opportunities, and the path ahead becomes. Faith in yourself is the cornerstone of all achievement. Without it, even the greatest talents wither, even the clearest visions dissolve into doubt. This faith is not blind optimism. It is a deep, unshakable conviction that you are capable, that you possess within you the power to overcome, to create, to rise above every obstacle. It is a fire that burns quietly in your soul, a force that propels you forward when the world says stop, and your own mind whispers give up. No man can succeed without it. Every failure in history can be traced to a single moment when faith faltered, when doubt crept in like a thief and stole the will to continue. Faith in yourself is not born from ease or comfort. It is forged in the crucible of adversity, in the heat of struggle, in the silence of loneliness. It is the voice that says, "I will find a way," when every door appears closed. It is the unwavering trust that your efforts will one day bear fruit, even when the harvest seems distant or uncertain. You must feed this faith daily. Like a plant, it withers without nourishment. You must speak to yourself with words of encouragement, shield your mind from poisonous doubts, and fill your thoughts with images of success. What you believe about yourself today will echo through the years to come. Faith in yourself creates a magnetic force. It draws opportunity, courage, and allies. It dismantles fear and breeds resilience. It is the quiet assurance that no matter the storm, you are your own anchor. Yet this faith demands action. It is not a passive wish, but a powerful command to rise, to try again, to refuse surrender. It is built upon the victories of small steps, the accumulation of effort, the habit of persistence. Do not wait for others to believe in you. The world's faith is fickle and often delayed. You must be your own champion, your own believer. For when you do, a transformation occurs. You cease to be a victim of circumstance and become the master of your fate. In the silence of your mind, declare this truth: I am capable, I am worthy, I am destined to succeed. Let this declaration become a drumbeat in your heart, steady, relentless, unstoppable. And as you hold this faith, know this: the journey is never easy. Doubt will come knocking, fear will attempt to paralyze, and failure will test your resolve. But the man who holds faith in himself is never truly defeated. He rises again, he endures, he conquers. Because faith in yourself is not just belief, it is the engine that drives all greatness, the foundation upon which the impossible becomes inevitable, and the beginning of a legacy that no one can erase. And so, with faith as your compass and courage as your guide, you step forward into the unknown, knowing that within you lies a power that no obstacle can overcome, no failure can extinguish, and no critic can diminish. Your faith will carry you farther than talent, luck, or opportunity ever could, because it is the first cause of all success, the invisible force that transforms dreams into reality, and the unwavering light that guides you through every darkness until you arrive at the place you were born to be. Now listen to me, you don't need to change your whole life overnight, but if you commit today to working on these 10 things daily, your life will transform. Not someday soon. You are not a product of your past, you are the architect of your future. And the tools are in your hands, so rise, grind, grow, refuse to settle, because the world doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you work for.